going to take long?
We'll tell you how long it's going to take, Mr. Ma.
Well, it's never more than about 12 minutes, mainly for technical reasons.
We don't want to hear it, Ma. You're going to answer some questions and you're going to answer them truthfully. Is there going to be any DLC for L.A. Noire?
I didn't kill my wife. She's just dead inside, and in a much more literal sense. Wait, what?
L.A. Noire DLC. Battlefather wants to know if there's any, and if you don't give me something, I'm pinning this all on you, Ma.
Pinning all what?
We'd love to make you for this, Ma, so if you don't give me something, I'm letting my partner here loose on you.
Partner? There's nobody even there. Right, well, the short answer is yes. The long answer is yes.
Enough of the wisecracks. Out with it.
Fine. Well, you might have seen some of the add-ons that are coming out floating around as bonuses for pre-ordering the game. There's the Badge Pursuit Collectible Challenge and 2 suits. The Broderick, a lovely blue number with a subtle check and a distinctive pattern that also, I don't know, boosts your melee abilities or something. And the Sharpshooter, that's a brown suit with a swirl pattern and tie, and that enhances your aim with rifles and pistols on account of its cotton-rich fabric. Right, are we done here? Can I go back to not dismembering my wife?
We're done when I say we're done, Ma. Tell us about the cases.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're lying, Mr. Ma. You know all about the cases. Strike up the band, Nightingale!
Okay, I must have had temporary amnesia or something. There are new cases as well. The first 2 are also available as pre-order bonuses, namely a slip of the tongue, a bonus case from the traffic desk in which a seemingly run-of-the-mill car theft ends up sparking an investigation into the largest auto fraud racket the city has ever seen, and the Naked City. That's a vice case that sees Phelps looking deeper into the supposed suicide of a stunning fashion model.
Only 2? Are you holding out on me, Dan?
Is that... Have you done a drawing of me in your notebook?
No, ignore that. Answer the question.
Yeah, 2 of the cases have been announced. The Nicholson electroplating disaster, which is also a great name for a band. That's out on the 21st of June. Then there's also Reefer Madness, which puts Phelps back on the Vice beat, and that hits on the 12th of July. Now, you can buy each add-on individually or buy the Rockstar Pass add-on now for 800 Microsoft points, which gives you everything and saves you 50% on buying it all individually. That goes up to 960 Microsoft points on the 14th of June, though, so you better be quick about it. Wait, stop that.
Sorry. That's all for now, Mr. Ma, but don't think you're off the hook.
Been playing L.A. Noire much?
I've been known to dabble. I've got it under control, though. Right, next up, D-Suite 2011 is asking about Modern Warfare 3.
Never heard of it.
Apparently it's the newest game in one of the biggest video game franchises of all time.
All right, you would have thought we'd have heard of it.
Oh, indeed. Well, there seems to be a bit of information floating around about this. What was it? Modern Warfare 3? It doesn't sound right. Anyway, first things first, it's being developed by what remains of Infinity Ward in conjunction with Sledgehammer Games, a studio founded by original Dead Space creators Glenn Schofield and Michael Condrey. The multiplayer is being worked on by Raven Software, the guys responsible for Heretic, Hexen, Soldier of Fortune and Singularity, amongst others.
Now, from what we've seen in the trailer, the game will have missions set in America, France, Germany and England.
For England.
Yes, well done. And will serve as a direct sequel to Modern Warfare 2, with Vladimir Makarov returning as the main enemy.
For me.
No.
Levels shown to the press so far include a level set in New York, where you control the Delta Force operative known as Derek Frost Westbrook through pitched fighting on the streets of Manhattan that spills over onto the trading floor of the New York Stock Exchange, followed by a tightly scripted helicopter escape through the skyscrapers.
Also shown was a rainy London mission where you control a gruff SAS soldier called Burns and his team through narrow streets into a supply depot and then on the mounted gun of a truck as you chase a runaway tube train through the tunnels of ye olde London Underground.
We can also apparently look forward to more Spec Ops, this time with a progressive ranking mode like that found in multiplayer that allows you to unlock weapons, gear, kill streaks and the like. Spec Ops will also include a new survival mode, as is pretty much compulsory these days, that sees you and your partner facing wave after wave of enemies, attack dogs, angry respawn studio staff, etc.
Satire. As is their wont, Activision are keeping quiet about their multiplayer so far, save that it'll obviously have some, so keep an eye on Inside Xbox for more info as and when we get it.
Speaking of Call of Duty multiplayer, loads of you have been asking about the new Call of Duty Elite service since it was announced on Tuesday, like this here Merca Berserker did on Facebook.
Now, a lot of people have been fretting that Activision was going to start charging people to play Call of Duty online. Activision has steered clear of that particular minefield, instead opting to introduce Call of Duty Elite, an online social network for COD players.
There's certainly enough of them to sustain it. According to Acti, 20 million people play COD a month, with a staggering 7 million people logging in every day. Elite is Acti's way of letting you keep track of your Call of Duty career. It gives you a single profile that tracks your stats across all the Call of Duty games that support it. So far that's Black Ops and Modern Warfare 3, but future COD games will be included as well. They're going for a 4-screen strategy with Elite, which is marketing doublespeak for you can access it on your phone, your PC, on the 360 dashboard and in-game.
Yeah, but that's 3 screens technically, but we'll let them have their fun. On the PC, which is the only screen we've seen it running on, it's split into 4 sections: Career, Connect, Compete and Improve. Career contains your career stats, custom classes, weapon stats, updates from friends and track players, staff picks for theatre clips, and even super niche stuff like heat maps for recent matches that show you where the bulk of the action took place.
Connect lets you, well, connect to other players, but in interesting ways. You can link a YouTube account to COD Elite to upload your theatre clips and tag friends in your videos. You can form clans, finally, and groups of players linked by common interests. The group Activision showed off to us was comprised of people interested in photography, but you can start a group based on any interest you like.
Oh, what like
Not that weirdo. This means there'll be scope for group versus group and clan versus clan competition, as well as leagues to determine the best COD clans in the world.
Compete acts as a kind of COD calendar, showing you events that are taking place, like tournaments, competitions, and even things like screenshot contests where players can upload shots based on a theme. The one shown to us is Fiery Mayhem, with the chance to win real-world prizes.
Finally, the Improve tab is a kind of COD training centre, offering detailed map walkthroughs, tutorial videos, and even step-by-step guides to every single weapon and perk in the game for those who want to move up from the bottom half of the leaderboard.
There's no word on pricing yet, but Acti is promising that it'll be less than comparable online services. The other advantage of premium membership is that it'll allow you to access all future DLC packs from Call of Duty games for free. So if you're a hardcore COD player, it's probably worth it for that alone.
COD Elite will be launching at the same time as Modern Warfare 3, that's 8th of November, but there's going to be a free public beta this summer if you want to check it out for yourself before then. Head to callofduty.com/elite to sign up.
Perry D11 should probably have his license revoked if his taste in games is anything to go by, as he's a big fan of the Carmageddon series and wants to know if the old ones will ever be coming back to XBLA or if there's a new one in the works.
Yeah, if you don't remember the original Carmageddon games, they came out on the PC in the late 90s and were officially the best driving games ever.
What do you mean officially the best driving games ever? I didn't like them.
No, it was official. Sorry, I've got the certificate here.
Child. Well, while I find it hard to agree with such irrefutable...
You could run people over and turn your car into stone, and it had moon gravity and stuff. It was amazing.
Right, it started out as a Mad Max game, but the license fell through, and then it became a Death Race 2000 game, and that license fell through, all of which really should have served as a warning.
Oh, sorry, it doesn't have real-time tyre deformation or recreations of every single blade of grass on the Nürburgring, Your Highness. It has cars with swords on top of them.
Okay, is there a point to all of this?
Oh, yeah, there's a new one in development.
Oh, good.
Yeah, well, Stainless, the developer behind the original games, has acquired the rights to Carmageddon from Square Enix and is working on a new download-only game currently called Carmageddon Reincarnation.
It's all very early days at the moment. No platforms have been announced, and Stainless is looking for a partner to take the project forward, but seeing as the last Carmageddon game came out in space year 2000, any news at all should be extremely welcome to fans of the series.
A Stainless Studio co-founder Neil Barden said Carmageddon Reincarnation will feature the same black humour and comic violence that made the original game such a success. All the laughs, the crazy power-ups and extreme destruction will return. We'll make sure that existing fans get what they want and expect from a Carmageddon game.
So there you go, expect more on this stupid
Brilliant.
Game once we get it. Let me see that certificate again.
No.
Give me the certificate.
It's mine!
Post-Aaron has generated enough mana to cast a spell, Magic the Gathering, Jewel of the Planeswalkers 2012 info, which we are powerless to resist.
Is it Planeswalkers or Planeswalkers?
Planeswalkers.
Planeswalkers? Whatever. Magic the Gathering, Jewel of the Whatever It Is, 2012, is actually only a couple of weeks away, scheduled as it is for release on Xbox Live Arcade on 15th of June. As the name suggests, this is more of a seasonal update to the previous games, and so the emphasis is on improvements to the visuals, new decks, and additional modes rather than any major overhauls.
Now, the biggest new addition is a new multiplayer mode called Arch Enemy, where you team up with 2 other players to battle against a Swedish death metal band with a terrifying female singer. At least, that's what I've decided boss opponent means in the press release.
The game still uses pre-constructed decks, although a greater degree of customization is promised, as are more unlockable cards. If that previous sentence made an iota of sense to you, as it most likely did for Post Aaron, then 15th of June probably can't come soon enough. Kiss, kiss, dark Jask, kiss, kiss is at the end of his tether. OMG, he exclaims. Is there any new news on Bioshock Infinite?
OMG indeed. Well, there's a good deal of information floating around about the game now. Floating around in the air, up in the sky.
Hurry up.
Like the floating city of Columbia. Oh, come on, man, I was building up to something.
Sorry.
Yeah, which is the new setting for Bioshock Infinite, thank you very much. Unlike the underwater city of Rapture, setting for the first two games, which was built around the Randian philosophy of Andrew Ryan, Columbia is the embodiment of American exceptionalism. Also, it's a big flying island up in the sky, which is different.
Yeah, so Columbia started out as a kind of floating World's Fair, showing everyone else how great America is, before then revealing itself to actually be a massive floating battleship, getting involved in a tussle with China, seceding from the Union, and then getting torn apart by civil war between ultra-nationalist and anarchist forces. Also, Bioshock Infinite is set in 1912, making it a prequel to the two previous games, although it's not actually been confirmed that the games take place in the same universe.
Now, you play Booker DeWitt, a disgraced former agent of the Pinkerton Detective Agency who's been hired by mysterious employers to find a woman named Elizabeth, who has been held captive on Columbia for the last 12 years and bring her safely back to New York.
However, it turns out that Elizabeth is much more powerful than she initially appears, and is in fact a key element of the civil war that's been raging in Columbia, as each faction tries to use her powers to gain an advantage over the other. These powers seem to be related to time manipulation. Elizabeth is able to create tears in the fabric of space-time through which she can pull objects to create cover or manipulate the environment. She can also create environmental effects like localized rainstorms. However, using her powers will damage her, and it's up to the player to decide how much she should be utilized. Oh, and Elizabeth and Booker are also constantly chased by a giant robotic bird called Songbird, which treats Elizabeth like an abusive husband, according to Irrational. So look out for that, giant abusive robot bird fans.
Now, also key to the gameplay are the new Skylines, mid-air rails that crisscross Columbia. You can use these to get about the place more quickly, but they also play a big part in battles as well, as you chase down enemies flipping between rails like an ultra-violent Tony Hawk.
In terms of the combat, expect something similar to the previous games, an FPS with light RPG elements combining gunplay with more supernatural attacks. The plasmids and tonics of Bioshocks 1 and 2 have been replaced with vigors and nostrums. Some notable examples being the Bucking Bronco's vigor, which allows you to telekinetically buffet enemies around, or the Murder of Crows vigor shown in the gameplay demo that allows you to control birds.
Oh, I've got one of those. Doesn't work though, look.
Oh, here's your problem. It says best before June 1914. Are you alright? I'm sure he's fine. Bioshock Infinite currently has an unspecified 2012 release date, so expect much more on it in the coming months.
I told you to keep the windows closed. Oh. Right, where were we? Oh yeah, C-Law is keen on info on the new Soul Calibur game, the recently announced Soul Calibur 5.
Ha! Yes, well, as Dan says, it was announced at the Level Up event in glamorous exotic Dubai, and I was there. Yeah, run the thing. Ash, run the thing.
Actually, let's do this over by the water. It'd be more spectacular. I was there. Actually, no, let's do it on the bridge. That'd be even better. Really annoy him. I was there. Yeah, here in Dubai. See this amazing building? Yeah, because I was there for once. Dan.
That's, hey, yeah, look at that. You went to a lot of effort, hey?
Yeah, for once I did a press trip. Not so smart now, are you, Mr. Miami, Mr. San Francisco, and New York, and wherever else?
Is there a point to this?
Oh, yes, I interviewed the producer of Soul Calibur 5, and he said these words here about it.
Our kind should not exist in this world. Not ever again.
Soul Calibur 5という、So here in Dubai, we have been announcing, of course, Soul Calibur 5, but we have also been announcing the generational shift for the Soul Calibur series. We have shown you a teaser trailer that has actually a meaning because it is the end of the story arc of the Soul Caliburs before and the beginning of a new story arc with this new main character, Patroclus. What we wanted to do was to keep the tactical aspect of Soul Calibur 4 gameplay system, which was slower, and add some speed that matches the fighting speed of other fighting games of today, and also add more fun to play for the players.
Great, so not many concrete details yet, but they should be revealing more details next week at E3 in Los Angeles, which is good because I'll be there.
What?
Yep, just me. And that's it for another week. As I just mentioned there, I'll be at E3 next week, and we'll be doing a special E3 edition of Sent You a Message. So if you've got specific questions about the games on show, send them in, and I will try and corner the developers some answers straight from the game developing horse's mouth. Send them in to the usual channels and watch Inside Xbox E3 Week for the show, plus all of the other great E3 coverage coming your way.
This is literally unbelievable.
Oh, you'll be fine. See you there, everyone.
Where do those crows go? Give me that.
Oh, no.